Hey guys, it's Rob. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to create gummies, baked goods, and flour for whatever type of feeling you'd like to achieve. And I'm talking about Mood.com. They have an incredible line of cannabis gummies, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code THEN-AND-NOW. So forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to really start to work for you in as little as 15 minutes. And they take you to the mood you're looking for. They've got Mind Magic gummies, which are, focus you on your work and enhance creativity. That's a space I really like to work in. I like to feel creative and productive. But they've got moods for everybody. If you feel like just taking a nap, they've got that. Beyond gummies, they've also got flour. They've got pre-rolls, bakery treats, and beverages. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations. Just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code THEN-AND-NOW. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code THEN-AND-NOW when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Try it today at Mood.com.
This episode is brought to you by FX's Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's new series, Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, and go behind the scenes with cast and special guests, featuring Sarah Pigeon, Paul Anthony Kelly, Grace Gummer, and Naomi Watts. FX's Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, wherever you listen to podcasts.
In 2005, two brothers hit the road in search of their father and wound up fighting demons, angels, monsters, and fate itself.
Over the next 15 years, Supernatural became more than just a TV show. It became a family with one of the most passionate fan bases in the world.
I'm Rob Benedict. I played Chuck Shirley. You might also know me as God.
And I'm Richard Speight Jr. I played Loki, the Trickster, and Gabriel. And I also directed more than a few episodes.
Now, we spent years making this show, but we never actually sat down to watch every single episode in order until now.
And that means that each week we're watching Supernatural from the beginning, now diving into Season 8, the year of purgatory, prophets, and the pursuit to close the gates of hell. And we'll be joined by cast, writers, directors, and the crew who help bring each episode to life.
You'll hear behind-the-scenes stories, our honest reactions, and maybe learn a little about how television gets made along the way.
Now, I'm warning you, there are gonna be spoilers. And remember, this is our first time truly watching the series, so if we miss a detail or don't remember what happens 3 seasons from now, well, that's part of the fun.
So join us as we keep the engine running, hit the open road, and fall even deeper in love with Supernatural. Hey everybody, this is Rob Benedict.
And this is Richard Speight Jr.
And you are listening to Supernatural Then and Now, episode 15 of Season 8. Did you like the way I went in that reverse?
I thought for a second there we were in the UK or Australia.
And this episode is called Man's Best Friend with Benefits.
Yes, that old rock song lyric. I guess they've given up the old.
They have for the last couple now. They really have.
Forget that bit.
Yeah. So, before we get into it, we'd like to say, as always, up top, just to stop everybody. Stop what you're doing and give thanks.
Yeah, just take a knee, guys. Take a knee. Take your helmets off. Listen up.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't yet, consider following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever app you use to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, it's not going to kill you to follow us. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing the work.
Give us the 5 stars.
Yeah.
We're delivering food to your door. We're working hard.
We're even wearing the hairnet and washing our hands most of the time.
Okay, here we go. In St. Louis, a prostitute is attacked. St. Louis.
St. Louis. Immediately I'm like, Robbie.
Gateway to
Two
the West.
things. Immediately I'm like, hey, St. Louis, Robbie Benedict.
Yeah.
Hey, a prostitute, Robbie Benedict.
Yeah, right up top, you get bang, bang. This is Rob's episode. A prostitute is attacked and killed by a man flashing a police badge. Moments later, the man wakes from what appears to be a nightmare only to find a bloodstained shirt in his trash.
Now, obviously, Chritian Campbell works a lot, right? As an actor.
Yeah, I did a pilot with Chritian.
But I'm trying to figure out what I know him from. Like, what was the thing that put him on the map? Because he's familiar looking.
Honestly, I did this pilot with him, and occasionally I see him pop up on stuff, but he is Nev Campbell's little brother. And you can tell he looks like Nev.
What?
Yeah. Chritian Campbell, Nev Campbell's little brother.
He's Nev Campbell's little brother?
Copy that.
Oh my God. I wanted to marry Nev Campbell. He should be my brother-in-law.
Well, or maybe you could marry him and then boom, boom. Sam and Dean respond to a call from the man, James Frampton, a former colleague.
I wonder if he feels like we do. Oh, sorry, that's Peter Frampton.
Yeah, I knew. As soon as I saw his name, as I'm watching it last time, I'm like, Rich is going to have a Peter Frampton joke here. A former colleague who once saved their lives on a hunt. James is now a police officer and secretly became a witch after learning about the supernatural. That was a bit shady a bit
that seems like a ballsy
cloudy.
move. Yeah.
Cloudy why and how that happened. While Dean worries about Sam's health and the looming trials to close the gates of hell, Sam encounters an unexpected visitor at their motel, a dog that transforms into a woman named Portia. She reveals herself as James's familiar, magically bound to him as both protector and companion. She admits she, not James, called the Winchesters, concerned about his worsening headaches and violent night terrors.
I want to say, I thought the reveal of the dog, when the dog is in the room and then they reveal that it's a woman, was a great reveal.
I had mixed feelings about this whole storyline, but I really liked her. She was
great. She was great.
Smoke show, and she just nailed it.
Played the role well, yeah.
Yeah, she really did. James fears he is somehow committing murders in his sleep. Though reluctant to help a witch, Sam and Dean agree to investigate after DNA from James's bloody shirt matches one of the victims. The brothers suspect James may be hexed and insist he remain restrained while they search for answers. So they chain him to the bed, Rich.
Well, they chain him to the bed, and next thing you know, things get saucy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, the investigation reveals James used magic to get promoted quickly within his precinct. Meanwhile, tension continues to simmer between Sam and Dean over the trials and Dean's lingering hesitation to let Sam do it alone. Dean visits a local witch bar with Portia.
Okay, so I want to pause real quickly because a couple of things need to be addressed. So they go to this witch bar. This scene you're talking about with Dean is the second time we've been in this witch bar. First time we see Chritian Campbell talking to another witch who ends up having the cat as a familiar, who ends up being the nemesis.
That was there. That was at the bar.
Yeah, that's at the witch bar. And the reason I want to bring that up is when we got into that bar, that is a phenomenal shot. That gets us into that.
With Chritian Campbell. Yeah, that's John Showalter giving
John Showalter, and I'm like,
he's giving you the Showalter.
It's an unbelievable shot. It's a long,
totally.
By the way, there were a couple of shots that were going into the motel room with Sam and Dean, where they did this a non-traditional switcheroo, and I can't really even describe it well, but if you go back and watch the scene, you'll know what I'm talking about, where it wasn't a traditional get into the room, pop off singles of these guys. You kind of followed Dean and looped around and landed in an over Jared.
Yeah.
It was great. And of course, it's John Showalter. But really, I feel like even in the Showalter episodes we've seen, he's taking it up a notch. Like this.
Yeah.
Episode.
That shot, that one shot afterwards, I was like, you just got Showaltered, everybody.
Dude, and it's so good. And it's so
twisting and turning and landing. It reminds me.
It tells story.
Yeah.
It comes down, it shows the chessboard and the chess pieces move on their own. And then you're up and it just is telling a story every single frame.
Yeah.
And lands on our guys. And it's just really well done.
Yeah.
And I just want to call that out.
Absolutely.
For, John Showalter directing. Because I do think that this episode is blessed to have had him directing it. I think in a different set of hands, this storyline, like you say, could have gone either way.
Right.
Could have been poorly handled by a director.
And the actress who played Portia, I think, too.
She was great.
If that had been a different person, that character is the anchor of the episode.
I agree with you, and I think the gentleman who played Le Chat, the cat.
Yeah, he was good.
Great.
He was good. That was great.
You know what I mean?
That was great
And the
casting.
guy who plays the Nemesis, the other witch, I thought was
he looked kind of like Fassbender.
looking
Exactly.
dude. Yeah.
I was like, and then Fassbender sits down. So no, that was great. It reminded me of the shot that you did in the episode I was in the last season, where you come and find me in the bar where everybody's been killed, and you follow the waitress.
Yep.
Similar.
Yeah. I think this is a very intricate version of that.
Yeah.
And good job, Showalter, showing off the showy.
Right. So they're at the witch bar.
Showboat, we should call him. John has
Showboat, doing what he does, just showboating. So at the bar, they see other witches and warlocks and familiars, including Spencer, James's mentor, and Philippe, Spencer's feline familiar. Spencer.
I had a hard time buying. The one thing I'll say is that anybody in that bar believed that Dean was a Wiccan or a warlock or whatever the hell he said.
It was very sitcom-y.
Yeah.
It was very sitcom-y. Yeah, from Detroit.
He played it great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, they would, if we're following any kind of logic, they would immediately know, no, you're not.
I thought that was a really funny a funny beat when
he'd repeat it.
Yeah, he was like Wiccan, and he was like, yeah, from Detroit.
Yeah, no, I thought it was funny too.
Anyway, so Spencer denies knowledge of a spell capable of controlling another witch's actions. As more murders occur, mirroring James's dreams, Portia experiences fragments of his memories during an intimate moment and confirms something is wrong. Okay, what was your take on him having sex with his dog?
My take on it?
Yeah, because for some reason, even though I don't have a problem with she's a dog, I have less of a problem with that. I have more of a problem that when you have an animal, they're like your child. So
okay, well, I'm gonna go with the she's a smoke show.
You're
I'm
gonna go
that answer.
Okay, so you're forgetting the fact that you clean her poop and you feed her every morning.
Yeah,
and scratch your ear or whatever.
By the way, so far all hot.
You're so Dean.
You're so
Dean. It was kind of funny that they're like, what are you thinking about how they did it or whatever?
Yeah.
And both brothers at different points, like, yeah. Well, I was like, I don't know. But she is hot. She's completely hot. It's just that it's the idea that what is the relationship? And I think I'm not alone because it's in the script.
No, you're definitely not alone. He's so alone.
Okay. So Portia experiences fragments of memories during this intimate moment and confirms something's wrong. The memories lack context as though implanted. Meanwhile, Sam uncovers a suspicious file on James compiled by his colleague, Detective Ed Stoltz. So Ed is in it. Ed is somehow involved.
Yeah, Ed's cranky. He feels like he got passed over for promotion.
Okay.
Right?
And he's lying. Dean and Portia consult a magical informant, Drexel, who reveals that rumors of James's supposed crimes have spread through the witch community. Accused witches often face exile or death.
I like that kid too, by the way, but Drexel.
Yeah,
I thought all the guest stars were great.
Yeah, 100%. Suspecting someone is framing James, the brothers learn that Spencer and Philippe provided witness statements against him. So they asked for projection. This is when James brings Sam and Dean into the locked police evidence room where they discover an elaborate case built against him, based largely on manipulated testimony. He sees the signature of Philippe.
Le Chat, the cat.
Le Chat, that's right. Realizing Spencer may be behind it, James confronts Philippe at the witch bar. Philippe admits he acted under Spencer's orders.
I like that scene too, where he comes in and slams the cat down on the.
Yeah, except that I didn't believe that he wasn't really choking him. That always bothers me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like he slams him down, and then for that whole scene, his hand is just kind of resting here. You know what I mean? I wanted to see a bit more of a struggle, but I'm being picky, I guess. Well, Spencer reveals the truth that he framed James out of jealousy.
And he had to. Oh, no, sorry. Philippe had to. He was following orders.
Yeah, he's following orders. I'm sorry, Philippe reveals the truth, right?
Yeah, and that's broken neck thing was brutal.
That was brutal. So Philippe confirms that Portia and James had violated a taboo by becoming romantically involved. Oh, no. This is when Spencer comes in after he snaps his neck. Spencer basically says he was in love with her the whole time.
Spencer was in love with Portia?
Wasn't he? Oh, no. It was more that he violated the taboo, I guess. Familiars are meant to serve, not to have sex with. Enraged and possessive, Spencer used magic to implant false memories in James and orchestrate the murders to destroy him. I thought it was also that he kind of wanted her, no?
I didn't pick up on that.
Oh. When Sam and Dean arrive, Spencer traps them in painful hallucinations drawn from their worst memories. Mary Winchester's death, Sam's time in Lucifer's cage, and Dean's torture in hell. Portia manages to break Spencer's concentration long enough for the brothers to throw a witch-killing firebomb, destroying him.
Yeah, I liked all that. The dog attack and all that was cool.
And the poof into like blood/smoke. With Spencer dead, James is clear of supernatural manipulation, but the damage is done. His reputation is ruined within both the police department and the witch community. He and Portia decide to leave town and start over. As Sam and Dean drive away, Dean admits that being forced to relive their shared traumas reminded him how much they endured together, and he promises to support Sam fully through the trials. Unseen by Dean, however, Sam coughs up blood, a sign that the trials are already taking a toll. Like, that was the most weak... Yeah, sure, I got this. Remember that? Because Dean's like, so if you say you got it, then I'm going to let you have it. And he's like, totally spitting up blood.
He was like the sitcom version.
Yeah. I got it. Anyway, this episode for me was like, I couldn't decide.
Yeah, I couldn't decide either.
I think you're right. Showalter, I think, might have saved it.
I think it was just one of those storylines that could have been, there's some clever elements. Brad and Eugenie's script had some clever stuff in it. It just could have gone, it just was, I'm glad Showalter, or somebody of his skill set directed it, because I think it wasn't a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Cast well across the board.
Yeah. It was good to see Chritian again. What a great guest star it was for all those people and the woman who played Portia.
Yeah.
But I think, Portia saved it. She was awesome. But I had it's weird. The humans into dogs and back to humans and the jokey part of it. Sometimes you go, is it the same show? You know what I mean? It starts to morph into a different show. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Too yucky yuck, maybe.
Yeah. It was a trippy one. It was a trippy one for sure.
But I didn't hate it.
Nope, I didn't either. And I ended up enjoying it. And I thought the guy who played Spencer was great. I think again, bolstered by a great guest cast and really well directed. So I guess we should move on to the part of the program that goes thusly. Rob and Rich ratings. I know what I'm going to do. You want me to start?
Please.
It is going to get a better rating than I might have given it in the hands of somebody else, because I do think, again, Showalter gets some massive props here. Some great shots in this episode that elevate the whole thing. And including, by the way, when Chritian puts his hands on the boy's shoulders and they go through the...
And their heads goes up?
Yeah.
And they go through you believe that that's what it would look like.
All that stuff in the brain was great.
Yeah.
I didn't exactly know whose perspective that was. I guess just as a witch, he can move freely in the space is what we're seeing is like his spirit kind of going through that other, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, it's an homage to John Showalter for being so good in this episode and for the references to Detroit. I'm going to give it the Bob Seger.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to give it a Bob Seger, which is a solid beard.
It's a solid beard.
It's a solid beard. And it's kind of the 1970s Bob Seger. It's a solid beard. It's not a Stapleton. It's probably better than the episode deserves, but that's because of Showalter. Because of the shots were just so creative and interesting that was elevating the whole thing. And I thought Chritian Campbell was good as well. I mean, and the guest stars and everybody else.
Yeah. Wow, that's
and the actress playing Portia, who's Mischael Morgan.
Yeah, she was.
She was great. Mischael. Yeah.
Man, I'm wow, you gave a real suck up beard.
Yeah, I was sucking up to Showalter. I want him to hire me sooner than later, Showy.
Well, same. Then in that case, same.
You give him the Santa Claus.
I've like I said, I struggled with where this episode wound up for me, and
you had some weird moral code too about pets and humans.
I did. I did, and I don't think I was the only one. It was like it was brought up in the script. Like, this is not right. You're not supposed to be having sex with your familiar, no matter how hot she is, or he, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm with you.
I don't know.
I'm not with him.
Okay. Well, it had to do with their relationship, not the fact that she was a dog or not, or anything to do with her. But whatever. So in that case, what I was going to give was a little off the page a bit.
Do it. Stick with it. Go with your gut.
I'm going to give it a lion's mane. Like, it's a full beard, but it didn't necessarily feel grounded in the greater world of supernatural for me.
So you just gave it the Simba?
Sure, I gave it the Simba.
I mean, to say we got a name.
I gave it the Simba. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got a name of all the lions I know.
Yeah.
What's Simba's dad's name? Mustafa.
Okay, Mustafa and Bob Seger, two icons who never thought they'd be
Bob
hand
Seger,
in hand.
the Lion, as they call him.
The Lion of Detroit.
We bringing someone on the podcast.
Well, it's ironic. They are the Detroit Lions.
Hey,
so in many ways.
Boom. Done. And scene. Well, it's good that the person we have on today can help us figure it out.
Mr. Detroit.
Mr. Detroit himself. Mr. Los Angeles, Todd Aronauer, returns to the podcast. Todd not only served on the show for the first 11 seasons, but recently was nominated for an Emmy for the final season of What We Do in the Shadows, and is currently working on Stumbled. All right, let's get into it. Here's our conversation with Todd. Hey, Todd.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Wow, where did my hair go?
We all have those questions.
See where you guys wear a hat.
It was here just a minute ago. So, can we take you back about...
Go with us on a journey, Todd.
12 or 13 years? Here we are. We're talking about episode 15 of season 8, Man's Best Friend with Benefits. And so there are a few cool concepts to see. There's a bar where witches hang out and familiars in that whole world.
Yeah.
Todd, was that a set or was that a place?
I think it was a set. You've spoken with them many times. You've heard about them, talked about it. But our art department, set design, Jerry Wanick, John Marshnick, they went above and beyond in this episode. And I think we built the bar. I think a lot of the locations were, not locations, but sets. I don't remember where the police station was, but you see the camera going through that whole thing up the stairs.
Oh yeah, right.
Through the astral projections, which was a really cool aspect. And there was a lot of fun little tidbits in this episode that we haven't done before and really didn't touch upon since.
Right.
Yeah, it was really cool. I commented on our review of the show specifically. Two things that were John Showalter things. One was his great sweeping wonder of establishing that bar that was, in the world of directors doing wonders in TV, it's oftentimes verboten because it's gratuitous and not telling the story and performative and gets cut out. John found a way to do it in a way that tells story every step of the way so that it becomes of value and establishing tone and character and all these things in this one move. And it's also graceful and really cinematic and elevated the thing. And then the second thing he did was what you just talked about. The astral projection through the police station was so cool.
Yeah.
How much of the astral projection was done by you guys and how much was him?
I think we did a couple of pickup shots and inserts. The insert was on the bulletin board.
Right.
With all of that information on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I believe he had the plan ahead of time to get the camera following through the police station and picking up different stuff along the way to get away and back to into and out of the astral projection. And there wasn't too many visual effects in this episode. And talked about before, the middle grouping of the season is usually the quick turnaround episodes. So you had the eyes, you had a bit of the different eyes that we haven't really seen before. Astral projection going back to his head,
right.
And also sort of the familiar cat eyes.
Yeah, the cat eyes. That was cool.
Right.
And there were some other things in there.
So is that conscious, what you're talking about? The middle of the teens pulling back on budget a little bit, or just writing simpler episodes?
It's not necessarily budget, it's just time.
Right.
So the middle grouping of the episodes is usually when we have an accelerated schedule. We have less time in post to edit, as well as visual effects and everything else that we got to do to put it together before we deliver it for air. So generally those schedules are much more compressed, and the writers are generally mindful of showrunners throughout the whole series have been very mindful about not putting our big tentpole episodes in the ones that are quicker turnarounds, and it forces them just to be more creative to tell the supernatural stories,
right.
But also keeping the visual effects and other aspects to a manageable level in the schedule that we have. So budget-wise for visual effects, I've talked about this before, Ivan, Grant, and their crew they're crew members.
Yeah.
So they're part of us. It's not a vendor that we have to get bids and budget for. It's really just time that we need to budget for. How much can they get done in the amount of time that we have?
Right.
So, visual effects in general for this series takes on a different aspect, a different mentality when you have to budget and plan for not necessarily each episode, but the entire season.
Right.
So we have to be mindful about where the heavier episodes are in our schedule, because those are the big tent poles, and we're going to have everybody sort of balls to the wall, just working on every shot, every which way they can.
Richard, I'm just curious about this, just sort of the pre-production part of it. Like, if a director goes, hey, I'd love to have this effect here, something's not in the script or whatever, will Bob say, no, I can't give you that because post is in a time crunch, and you know what I mean?
I don't know if I ever asked for a visual effect that wasn't in the lineup. Like, if it's something obvious, like somebody's getting thrown against the wall, well, you're going to have a pull or whatever. But you would also find out, like, say, to Todd's point, say like, oh, in this fight, it's written as a big pull, but we're not going to have time to do that. We should do it as a stunt without a pull out. Without, like, there's not enough hours a day. Just do that as a self-motivated throw off a springboard for a stunt guy into a wall.
Got it.
Yeah. What can we switch to
practical
or more practical than a full-on visual effect, or maybe it is a wire pull instead of a bigger, more complicated stunt that would just take more time to do it.
Right.
I think one thing I would say, Rob, that's kind of applicable to what you're asking is I have had one of those episodes where I show up for day one and I walk in the office and they're like, no cranes.
Right.
Like they're immediately like, don't even think about it.
Don't ask for one.
There is no budget for it. And so you're like, okay, roger that. I mean, it's more about just overall budget, not just visual effects budget and time. To Todd's point, I don't think I ever wanted something that wasn't sort of most likely mapped out in the screen on the page.
Right. And that's your job as director too, is to kind of fit in with where everybody's at. You're not going to come in and be like, nope.
Well, you certainly would. You don't even have that power.
Unless you never get asked back.
Yeah. You don't have that power.
Yeah. Todd, do you remember Chritian Campbell being a big get at that time?
I know we looked at a lot of people, and we were excited when he was cast for it.
Yeah.
I don't think he had as much work under his belt at that point, but we were really happy to get him.
Yeah. The casting is great. We really loved Mischael Morgan, who played his familiar.
She was great. Everybody really, at the time, I mean, we're talking, 12, 13 years ago?
Yeah, 2013.
So we shot it in November, December of
2012.
Yeah. But the casting department on the entire series was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really getting a lot of great roles. Now, Rich, to your point of shooting the one-ers for TV, I just want to specify for scripted television, for broadcast TV, because you are so beholden to the total running time.
Right.
It's really difficult to get some of those more creative flavor shots that you can't cut into because you are so beholden to that time.
Right.
That a lot of times we're trying to find frame seconds to cut out to get us to time.
Right.
Sometimes we're really short and we're trying to find time to put into the show.
Right.
But ultimately, it's to pay service to the story that we're trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it struck me, because, I mean, I have been on plenty of shows where they will say, hey, don't bring us a oneer. Don't show up with this intricate thing that paints us into a concrete wall.
Because they want to have the flexibility.
Do something that gives us out of jail. Like, you do your beautiful shot, but then
give us coverage.
Find a place in the middle where you've done some coverage where we can do something else. But it seems like, I don't know what John shot beyond what we saw, but that they left that one shot in and do not cut to coverage until you would cut to coverage, which is the reverse on the guy at the table.
Yeah, Showalter, coming from a editorial mindset, because he was an editor for many years before getting into directing.
Right.
And directed TV, has directed so much that his brain, coming from the editor's seat, he's able to, and similar with Phil.
Yeah.
They think very similarly.
Yeah.
And they go way back, even well before this show. So coverage, Showalter shoots a ton of coverage and giving us tons of options in post. So if he has the idea to shoot a oneer, you generally know it's going to work. But if it doesn't, chances are he has the coverage.
Yeah, there's something there that he didn't.
Yeah, to work other options.
Yeah, put himself in a corner.
Right. So he wouldn't give us that without knowing full well if we couldn't use it, we had other options to use. Now, there are times where directors and on set during production get put into a corner where they're way behind schedule and you're up against the clock. You're losing people, you're losing sun, you're going into 12, 13, 14 hours.
And you have to do it as a
get shut down before you get this. You're losing the location, whatever. And that's where all the prep comes in, because having all the prep done, it's easier to shift and pivot on the fly. And competent director is able to think, I only have 20 minutes to get this whole scene.
Right.
And I have 5 angles that I got to get, lighting changes in the middle. How else can I do this? Because we're going to lose everybody. We're going to lose the location. We can't come back here to reshoot. I got to get this scene.
Right.
And then they'll take a couple of minutes and be able to sort of map out. I'm not saying that that's what Showalter did here, but a lot of times they kind of get forced into that.
Sure.
Right.
And it's those sort of happy mistakes that a lot of times work out great. Things you didn't expect, shots you didn't expect, getting multiple angles in one shot, not necessarily a full-on oneer, but you're getting much more value because, like I said, a talented, competent director is able to shift on the fly and think, and how can I piece this together very quickly? I'm forced into a situation. I would have liked to get this shot, but well, actually, I can get 2-3 shots in this one angle if I just do this move. And
right. As well as that sort of knowing your world well, knowing what your tools can do and what you can accomplish efficiently. I mean, it's experience, I think.
Yeah, and that's why this show, I think, used a lot of returning experienced directors,
veteran people.
Yeah, it needed that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just hold that thought. We're coming right back.
Hey, it's Richard Spate. Every single group has someone who insists on doing things the hard way. You know what I'm talking about. That friend still paying for a subscription they forgot they had. The one refusing to update their phone because it still works. Man, my group has that person. I'm not allowed to say their name, but let's just say it rhymes with snob flinadict. And hey, I used to be that person too, especially when it came to overpaying for wireless. Then I got smart and I switched to Mint Mobile. And boy, howdy, am I glad I did. You know why? Because I'm not paying for stuff I don't need. I got 3 boys. They each have a phone. That's a king's ransom and bills if you're not paying attention. But I am paying attention. I make sure the boys are using Mint Mobile. That way, I only pay for what they need. And there are no overages. And they got to keep their phones. And they all still have their same phone numbers because I'm too old to memorize new numbers. It's a veritable telephonic utopia in the Spade House. All thanks to me. And by me, I mean Mint Mobile. Do you want a telephonic utopia? Here's what you got to do. You got to stop paying way too much for wireless just because that's how it's always been. Oh my gosh, if that's how we thought about all things, our TVs would still be shaped like giant square boxes and we'd be listening to music in mono. Mint exists purely to fix all that. Same coverage, same speed, just without the inflated price tag. The premium wireless you expect, unlimited talk, text, and data, but at a fraction of what others charge. And for a limited time, you get 50% off the 3, 6, or 12-month plans of unlimited premium wireless. I said 50% off. That's half. So, are you ready to stop paying more than you have to? Come on, don't be like Snob Flinadict. New customers can make the switch today, and for a limited time, get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 per month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/SPNTAN. That's mintmobile.com/SPNTAN. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months plan required. $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. Additional terms apply. See mintmobile.com.
Hey everybody, it's Rob. You know, a well-built wardrobe is about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, and everyday staples that feel easy to wear and easy to rely on, even as the weather shifts. And boy, is it shifting. This is when my Quince sweater comes in handy. And I gotta say, too, I'm really enjoying my Quince bag because you still got to go outside and do your things. And this thing is tough. It'll last through winter. It'll last through spring. It'll last through summer and get you into fall. Quince has the everyday essentials that I love with quality that lasts. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets too that help keep you warm as the season changes from super cold as it is right now to not as cold. The list goes on. Quince has it. And the thing that I love, Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middlemen. So you're not paying for a brand markup, just quality clothing. Everything is built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. And again, not just clothing, I'm talking accessories too. Now, even though in Los Angeles it doesn't get cold like it does on the East Coast right now, it still gets cold. And we do a lot of traveling. We're headed to the East Coast this weekend. So I picked up a puffer jacket, and it's kind of a lightweight puffer jacket. That's all you need to get me through. And the puffer jacket from Quince is great. It's excellent. It's amazing. You're going, I can't believe this puffer jacket is affordable and well made. Sometimes you get affordable but not well made. You get well made but not affordable. This is both. So hey, refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/STN for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/STN. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/STN. Thank you for supporting Supernatural then and now. And now, back to the show. I mean, isn't it weird now, Todd, to think of doing like a 23, 24 episode season? It just feels so, archaic.
It's antiquated. Yeah, a show like this, yes, because it's exhausting not only for post, which I know firsthand, but for production also.
Yeah.
Because there's no hiatuses, there's no breaks in between episodes. You're shooting as soon as you wrap one episode, the next episode is shooting the next day, and sometimes you switch off midday.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Finish one episode at lunchtime, and then you're jumping into the next episode after lunch, different director, and for some shows, you're switching DPs every episode.
Yeah.
So it's
crazy.
It's a juggle. It's a slog. So for these 1 hour shows, it's tough, especially shooting in Vancouver throughout, or any place where you're shooting through a winter. You don't know what kind of weather you're going to get.
Yeah. Man, almost every episode, you could see people's breath. It's raining. So you could see them battling the elements in this show. Yeah. It's interesting.
Absolutely.
Even in this episode, they're outside at one point and you can see their breath.
So I have a question for you about story in this one, because you're back in HQ where they're crafting these scripts. This is an interesting. It's a weird sort of a combination of police procedural and hunter show. You know what I mean? It's you got the little precinct and grizzled cop and new cop, and it's sort of some tropes there, and then the Sam and Dean of it all. Was that anything that you heard discussed or like the balance of those two things? It was even one of the things I thought was interesting is the teaser. The teaser didn't have a scream moment, which is a lot of times the teaser will be like,
right,
and it goes to the title. It was a pensive moment where the guy he pulls the shirt out of the garbage can. He's like, "Whoa, am I the guy who's doing this?"
Boom.
Right. It's a different kind of mindset, the whole thing. And it focuses so much on Chritian Campbell. A lot of times the teaser is a series of a victim we're not going to see again. It's going to be something, a one-off crime. Instead, we're establishing this character that's going to take us to the whole episode. It's a bit of a spin on the model. Was there any concern about that? Was there any talk about that being specifically done? How do you recall that playing out?
I do recall that being a question. Now, from the writer's perspective, for this episode, Brad and Eugenie, you try to make a show interesting. And our show, you talk about this one being procedural. Supernatural is a procedural.
Correct. Sorry. You're right.
At its base. But this specific episode totally dives into that.
It's like a procedural within a procedural, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
right. So for this episode, if you see him doing the killing, then you're going to know it's him if you see too much of it. But it was also an interesting, different way to get into it, like you mentioned, where you're questioning the whole, was it him? Was it somebody else? Was it, which you're asking throughout every episode.
Right.
Anyway, it just wasn't, like you said, that scare in your face, that boo moment that makes you jump. But it still was that quite big question mark.
Yeah. But it was interesting watching that teaser because I was watching it going, it was a little bit like hearing a song covered by a different band. Like I was so used to the rhythm of the teasers building to a crescendo.
Yes.
And there's a thing.
Yes.
And then it didn't happen. And I was like, oh, not that I wasn't interested.
This isn't like their earlier albums.
Yeah, it was just different. It was like, oh, trippy. They're doing something different.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how many beers did you guys give this one?
You got a Bob Seger and a
Mustafa.
Mustafa, sorry.
I gave it to Mustafa because I couldn't decide what world it was in. Like like it's a beard in a cartoon world, but I didn't know, like the procedural within a procedural was the thing I stuck for me, that kind of bumped for me. But
well, I think we both agreed that there were some great elements story wise in there. So great casting throughout with the support actors, and then really well directed by Showalter. It was just different enough to keep us on our heels.
Yeah,
that also made us go, huh? But enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like it was a good challenge. It was just a unique.
Definitely MVP to Showalter and MVP to these guest stars, which really
were great.
Yeah, and our editor James Pitwell.
Yeah,
he killed it on this one.
Yeah.
Because working on it, like I said, working on any Showalter episode, you're given tons of coverage.
Right.
He's giving you options.
Right.
So the editor has a lot of choices to make.
It can be a challenge.
Yeah, well, it did a great job.
Yeah, and then Showalter comes in and says, you made all the wrong choices.
Right, exactly.
I was going to say, and you have to work with Showalter.
Yeah, that was a test.
Kidding, John's a great guy.
And then Phil comes in, for his notes, and he's like,
and negates everything Showalter did.
Fix all of Showalter's work.
What's great about having two great buddies pitted against each other.
Yeah.
And the other question, this is a small thing, but I noticed this episode and the previous one, the titling, again, small thing, but the episodes all had like a classic rock title to them, and now they suddenly don't. Is that a Jeremy Carver thing and they just abandoned that idea, or is that literally just happenstance?
I think we were always trying to, in some way, shape, or form, we were always trying to get either a quote or a song title or something.
Right.
We had issues that I don't remember which episode this was. I think it might have been the episode we had the Celine Dion song, maybe. Yeah, I really don't remember which episode, but we had an issue. And with every show, you have an issue. If the song title or a lyric is the title of the episode and you're trying to get that song into the episode, it becomes a licensing and license fee discussion negotiation that brings it to another level.
Gotcha.
Because it says the episode is reliant on that song and based on that song in some way, shape, or form.
Gotcha.
So it's another.
So that's why a lot of times it'll be like In My Time of Dying, but like that song is not in the episode.
Yeah.
It'll be named that.
Right.
That's usually what it is with Supernatural.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We wouldn't have that song in there.
Yeah. I thought what was really well done in this episode was that was done without effects. It was just all editing, was going from dog to person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Agreed. They were just doing old school.
And just see the reaction.
Old school stuff. I thought it worked really well.
Yeah. Or like a figure crosses, the dog and then it becomes her. It's that kind of.
Yeah, that was the discussion on many episodes. Whenever we had somebody transforming, do we show it or do we do it off camera?
Right.
Because and sometimes you shoot it, you show it on camera, and we just can't seem to get the effect to be effective or to look not too gimmicky, jokey. and we have to find a different option to do it, maybe off camera or some other way.
It was kind of cool. I mean, honestly, because you didn't miss it. You didn't need to see the transformation. It's not, it worked when it worked well.
Yeah.
The performances, again, bolstered by great performances and creative shooting by Shoei.
Did you ever pitch an idea for a show?
Yeah, there were a few ideas that I pitched, and actually, I used to always joke in spotting sessions and throw out Scooby-Doo references since the beginning. So I would always be saying, and I would have gotten away with it too. Wasn't for those meddling kids.
So maybe you're the reason why it finally happened, Todd.
I had said to, I don't remember who the showrunners were at that time, but I got negged.
Well,
and I said in the spotting session, I was like, it writes itself.
Well, now we have it. Now we have it on record.
Yeah,
everyone knows.
Just got to get those checks in the mail. Dude, you at this point you're working with Jeremy Carver in season 8. And when this episode aired, you've worked with Kripke, obviously, Sarah Campbell, and now Jeremy Carver. I don't even have a specific question except for to ask, how has that journey been at this point in the run of the show, in the switching of showrunners and the changing of the guard?
Bob was very adamant when Sarah made a decision to leave and follow her creative path of creating her own shows. She gave enough notice where Bob was talking with the studio, who can we get to jump in there? And I think Jeremy was like the first person Bob mentioned. Bob wanted in there because he had been on the show before. He had written some really great, iconic episodes in previous seasons. And went after him. Having Jeremy come back was fantastic. It was having his creative mind with the show.
Yeah, and probably cool that he'd gone away and flexed his muscles elsewhere and then came back.
Yeah, he was great. It was great to having Sarah run the show was fantastic. I think what really helped the show is having different showrunners sort of come in and bring in those different aspects, those different mentalities.
Kind of brings in a new energy.
It does, because you're getting it's supernatural, so there are tremendous amount of legacy ideas, effects, storylines, and characters that you have to stay true to, but it's also supernatural.
Right.
You can certainly take a left turn, a 180 on any given episode or a storyline, and you could be totally wacky with it.
Yeah.
And as long as you can make it make sense in the supernatural world, and it propels the story, because even the one-offs have some elements in it that obviously becomes canon.
Right.
It's part of the show.
Right.
So it's fun having different people to talk to, different
I can imagine
people to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. And as the showrunner position or the co-showrunner position changed, there was always Bob as a constant force,
right?
A lighthouse in this choppy sea.
Yeah.
And also Todd Aronauer and the rest of you guys, like
exactly.
you were there as consistent forces, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and when Sarah was there, she would give an answer on something and you could just be like, Eric wouldn't have done that. And then when she left and Jeremy was there, Sarah wouldn't have done that. You sure?
Andrew Dabb, Jeremy wouldn't have done that. Yeah, so be it. So it is. That's why new people come in and do new things. But one thing that was true and consistent was the core group of people who made the show happen.
Like Todd Aronauer.
At the behest of the showrunners, like Todd Aronauer. Dude, thank you for coming in and chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Todd. Great to see you, man.
See you next time.
Hey there, this is Jared Padalecki, and I hope you're enjoying the episode. But we gotta pull over for a second for some messages.
Yes, online shopping is quite literally at our fingertips, but that doesn't mean it's always simple to buy. Whether it's trying to remember one of a million different logins so you can actually place your order, or getting almost all the way through checkout before realizing your card is nowhere near you, there are many hiccups that can get between you and placing that order. Which is why it's such a relief when you see that purple pay button that has all of your information saved, making checkout as simple as a tap of your screen. That iconic purple Shop Pay button is why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet, meaning less carts going abandoned and more sales going to you. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Thrive Cosmetics, Gymshark, and Allbirds, to brands just getting started. And they're not just great at converting sales. If people haven't heard about your brand yet, Shopify can help you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And they have world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Tackle all of those important tasks from one place, making your life easier and your business operations smoother. See less carts go abandoned and more sales go with Shopify and their Shop Pay button. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, guess what? We're back.
My gosh, Todd Aronauer.
Well, we got those questions answered.
If we ever wondered if he was the cornerstone of Motor City, now we know.
Now we know. Mr. Detroit, Todd Aronauer.
Always great to have him on.
Yeah.
A wealth of knowledge. And now, speaking of knowledge, let's learn something about mythology.
Familiars, originating from the Latin familiaris, meaning household servant, are supernatural entities in European folklore that aid witches and sorcerers by offering protection and magical assistance. They typically appear as animal-shaped spirits. Modern interpretations view them more benevolently. Rich?
More traditionally, in Western demonology, familiars were often described as low-ranking demons given to witches by the devil or inherited from another witch. These spirits could take the form of various animals, such as toads, smoking hot dogs, insects, or black cats, and were sometimes depicted as fantastical creatures combining different features. One thing's for sure, if pressed, they could be a real tiger in the sack.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want it to be like a beetle.
Literally a tiger in the sack, if you're familiar, is a tiger.
You wouldn't want it to be, like it said, insects. You wouldn't be like a beetle that's a tiger in the sack.
Hard pass.
I'm good.
I'm the dung beetle that wants to get at it.
Come on, Rob. Let's do this. No, I'm good.
I'll push this turd out of the way and we'll do what the Lord built us to do.
Let's just shake hands.
All right.
Yeah. So that's I'd never heard of it before. I think like What We Do in the Shadows, because in What We Do in the Shadows, one of the characters is a familiar, and just to sort of bring it back to Todd Aronauer.
No, I've heard of that from because Dracula has one. It's Renfield.
Right. Renfield's a familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's say Dracula's vampires weren't mentioned in any of these definitions.
Good point.
Just said they were saying a lot about witches, but none about vampires.
A lot about witches, but very little about wobs. That joke was sitting right there. And now it's time for fun facts.
The title, which Rich noted is not a song title, is a mashup of two popular terms: man's best friend, used to describe dogs, and friends with benefits, used to describe a friend you have sexy time with, but no strings attached.
Man, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Someday. Italiano. In Italiano, the title of the episode is Una strega per amico, which translates into a witch for a friend.
A witch for your friend? A witch?
A witch for a friend.
No, not for your friend.
For a friend. And in Japanese, roba mio amico, come stai? Tell me.
Bene.
What is it called in Japanese?
The happy thunderbolt that kills you.
It kill you. It's a boat, it's a light, it's a good time. But then the boat
at night,
it kill you.
It kill you.
Like a lover.
It is a happy fun boat.
It's a happy fun boat that you make love with. But then in the night, it kills you like somebody you make love with. The Italians, it's all about the love.
That's all, always.
Well, there you go. And also in this episode, a little fun fact, we learned that Dean is allergic to cats.
I was wondering that. I was wondering if we knew that already.
I did not know that. I didn't know that Dean didn't like dogs either, but I probably forgot that.
Same. But it all made sense. It all tracked with this character.
It does.
The exterior of the witch's car is the Starkman building in Los Angeles.
Witch's car is a building?
Well, because that one witch drove in a car. And I thought that was a funny looking bit for a character with just one scene.
I don't remember that.
Oh, the witch that comes in, that's like the guy's telling him what the talk of the streets is.
The snitch witch?
He's in a really little funny car.
Like a gremlin or something?
Something like that. Well, the exterior of the witch's bar is the Starkman building in Los Angeles, the same exterior used for the exterior shots of Patty's Irish Pub in the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Ah, interesting.
I don't know that show well enough to know that.
Nor do I. Philippe Le Chat, surname, means the cat in French.
Oh, boy.
But it is pronounced chat, which is the French term for a poussette.
I'm sorry.
Because in the CHAT, for those who are studied a little French, would be chat. You wouldn't say the T. But they're saying chat, which is the French term for a poussette.
Can we say that? If we can say that, surely it's illegal to say it like you just said it.
What's your favorite type of willow? For me, it's a poussette.
No, don't. No, I can't take any more. That's got to be, no. That's bleepable.
What?
Well, you could just say pussy. Just say like...
Whoa, la, 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 la. So sorry, everybody. For people who have their kids listening, gathered around during the kindergarten nap time, have this playing to help lull the kids to sleep.
Why?
We so apologize for Robin and Nick's transgression.
Why would it be playing for preschool kids?
Because we bore people to sleep, duh. Funny. Well, what an episode. Aside from Rob violating the rules and regulations and getting us fined, it's been a great episode.
Yeah.
We found out that Rob is both a prude and super dirty, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I don't believe that the fish should ever, but meanwhile, here's some foul language.
Meanwhile, you're the one that was like, oh yeah, I do. I don't care if we're related.
Correct.
And then the same girl that had to say, like that, in that gross way.
Stand behind my choices.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yes.
This episode of Supernatural features Jared Padalecki as Sam Winchester, Jensen Ackles as Dean Winchester.
Guest stars include Chritian Campbell, Mischael Morgan, Curtis Caravaggio, Serge House, and Sebastian Stewart.
Man's Best Friend with Benefits was written by Brad Buckner and Eugenie Ross Lemming, directed by John F. Showalter.
As we like to call him, Showboat.
The Showboat.
Editing by James Pickle. Music by Christopher Lenners.
The chef was Jason Robbins.
Damn right.
He's awesome.
Executive produced by Robert Singer and Jeremy Carver.
Supernatural was created by Eric Kripke.
This episode featured the following songs: Puerto de la Cruz by Tony Osborne and his orchestra.
And Dark Night Groove C by Paul Leonard and Bill Novick.
This episode originally aired on February 20th, 2013.
This episode of Supernatural Then and Now was hosted and executive produced by Richard Spade Jr. and Rob Benedict.
Produced by Stephen Hine. Written by Stephen Hine and Hada Holscher.
And edited and associate produced by Trey Booty.
Like Trey Booty, stand in Arrow Street like Trey Booty.
Music provided by Tim Wynn.
This episode was recorded with the help of Sonic Fuel Studios.
This podcast is from Story Mill Media.
Follow the podcast on Instagram and YouTube at SPN Then and Now.
Become a member of the podcast to get early access, chat rooms with other podcast fans, and video interviews at patreon.com/SPN Then and Now.
Follow the podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Pooza.
No! What's going on? So you're working on Stumble?
Yes. NBC.
That's awesome.
We got 4 more episodes to air.
Great.
Yeah, we're just racing away trying to get those done.
Now, Rob, you seem to be familiar with Stumble. I'm not. Todd, you want to brief us on what that is?
Well, Jen Lyon, our mutual friend Jen Lyon, is the lead of the show.
Oh, that's awesome. She's very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Stumble is a half-hour comedy, single cam for NBC. Friday nights at 8:30.
Yeah, kind of loosely based on that documentary series Cheer on Netflix.
Yeah, if you remember Cheer from Netflix.
I don't. What is Cheer on Netflix?
So Cheer was the doc series, went 2 seasons, and it follows the coach, Monica Aldama, who was the most successful, winningest coach in college cheerleading. So in the show, it's doc style. Doc Crew meets up with Coach Courtney Potter as she's about to start the season to go for what will be the record for becoming the winningest coach in junior college cheerleading.
That's awesome.
And she has a fall from grace and has to find a new team, a new school. I mean, she finds the new school in a town that you can't pronounce.
Right. Nobody knows how to pronounce.
The team is a bunch of misfits.
Yeah. It's really funny, and Jen is amazing.
Well, she's always great. I mean, there's just not a time when she's not great. I challenge anybody.
Yeah. So this show is fun. It's got a lot of grace humor and a lot of cheerleading action too. The routines, performances. Awesome. It adds a totally different layer to.
And they shoot in New York, right?
Yeah, shoot in Brooklyn. The pilot was shot in Atlanta, and shot the series in Brooklyn.
But you're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did go to New York a couple of times, but yeah, I'm based in LA.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It's raining outside, so.
I'm not going to say Rob doesn't take the occasional leak and just get back at it, but you know what? That's only for the salads.
All right, guys. Are you ready?
You like my smoker's hack?
Sam and Dean respond to a call from the man, James Frampton.
Why are you skipping? We're in the middle of the Nev Campbell talk.
All right, let's keep it going. I just got to keep the show on the road.
Fine. You know what? I tell you what. Nev Campbell people, we'll get back to you.
Someone's got to keep the wheels on the road, and I could tell that Steve's stressed.
Well, first of all, you went on this whole thing about your prostitute thing, and now I'm trying to bring us back to the Nev Campbell thing, and now you want to take us back to the show. Here's a piece of trivia about what we do in the shadows. Todd Aronauer, while working on that show and getting himself an Emmy nomination, did not hire Rob or Rich.
No.
So that's just a good little piece of trivia.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, I'm going to check my calls from Todd here, and they are, well, there's zero on the old cell phone.
So I'm going to put that in his final question.
What's your problem, Todd?
What's Rob's phone number?
Storymill Media.
For 8 years, we've been asking the same question over and over again. How did this happen? My name's Mandy.
And I'm Melissa, and we're the hosts of Moms and Mysteries, the true crime podcast with over 55 million downloads.
We're two Florida moms who are obsessed with mysteries. Each week, we do deep dives into fascinating true crime stories.
We cover everything from infamous cases like Casey Anthony
to the bizarre and complex crimes right here in our home state, like the shocking murder of FSU professor Dan Markel.
We bring you the facts, but with warmth and wit you'd only get from two friends who have been hooked on mysteries since childhood.
Join us for new episodes of Moms and Mysteries every Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen to Moms and Mysteries on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.
If there was a big red button that would just demolish the internet, I would smash that button with my forehead.
From the BBC, this is The Interface, the show that explores how tech is rewiring your week and your world.
This isn't about quarterly earnings or about tech reviews.
It's about what technology is actually doing to your work, your politics, your everyday life.
And all the bizarre ways people are using the internet.
Listen on BBC.com or wherever you get your podcasts.